Okay, our project to go down there was to work on the soccer building that was being built for indoor soccer. We got down there and we had no bricks to lay bricks, so we worked on two back rooms in the part of the building to break up stones and level off for them to be able to build classrooms. They build the walls around the area, but there's big stones and stuff that needed all leveled off. So we worked on doing that by breaking up stones and moving stones, and then even digging holes to bury the stones in so that they can make a level floor. We did have this one big stone that we really had to work on, and we just kept beating on it and beating on it with a sledgehammer. We went and bought a sledgehammer at the Home Depot, and we prayed, and the stone broke right in half, and then once it broke in half, we were able to even break it up into smaller pieces and bury it in a hole. So it was really a very neat project to do. And then also the day before we came home, bricks did get delivered to the site, 3,050, and we helped unload all them for them to lay more bricks coming up.
Good.
Another thing that we accomplished, it was the last day, Monday. Part of the group went to the schools to help teach a little English. Joe and Brian and I went to the work site. We were walking, got about halfway there, and a big truck was coming down the road afterwards, or behind us, and we hopped a ride with it, not knowing the 3,000 bricks on there. We were going to help unload in about 10 minutes. But that was for more of the wall to be built at the work site. What we were going there for that morning was to finish up on breaking up a couple big boulders or burying them. And we ended up digging a hole that looked like half the size of a grave. The idea was to just roll those boulders in. Well, it didn't quite work out that way. But before we buried them, or tried to bury them, Brian came up with a nice idea that we just lay down in, like we were sleeping in a grave. So we each took our picture with that, and Pedro looked at us like we were a little bit loco. Pedro is a local guy. He's 63 years old. I think he works harder than I do at times. Swings a pick real good. And when we got done with our three pictures, we kind of convinced him to lay down in the hole and get his picture taken. And he's a good-humored guy, so it went well. We did get one rock rolled in. The other one we didn't have enough room for, so we slid it in part way and started to dig on the other side. At that point, I thought I'd knock off a little high point on it so it would lay down better, and I beat on it for a while, and then Brian did, and John took a couple of swings, and the thing split in half, which was pretty neat because we could get it in the hole easier, and then as we dropped the one half in, it split again, so we had plenty of room to work on that. Then we moved to the far room and stretched the line in there and proceeded to take down everything down below the line as much as we could. So we have that room ready for them, and they can build up with gravel and eventually cement it. But the work was hard, it wasn't easy, and I would say that if we didn't have as many people as we did, we probably would have never moved some of them, because it took most of us just to move some of those rocks. We couldn't split them, so we had to move them. And it's like trying to get rid of sin in your life. It's just sometimes the most difficult thing, but with the more people that you have around you and that support you and you can be accountable to, it just makes the whole job easier. It helps your life easier, just like Christ in my life has done wonders for me. Proverbs 20:24 says, "A man's steps are directed by the Lord. How then can he understand his own ways?" Which went back to one scripture verse we went to. Paul asked us to look it up the day before. He says, look up Proverbs 16:9. I knew it immediately. That was one from a previous trip, which says, "A man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps." And I felt that relates almost to everything that I do in my life. Because no matter what I want to do, the Lord's already got a plan for me. And I never knew I was going on this trip. I had never planned on it. He found a way for me to be here. And I surely would like to go back if it's possible, the Lord will find a way. If I'm meant to be there, I'll be there.
I think that Jose and Berta and Alfredo and Anna are brave folk. They could have stayed home in California where things were comfortable, where they had relative security, but they've chosen to go to a place where everybody's not real supportive, and kind of reminds me, of Abraham a little bit. They're going because they were called, and they're doing a work that nobody else seems to be able to do. And I just think when we have the opportunity to go down and help them, that we should jump at the chance.